That's perfectly rational. They have a cheap currency, they've got the energy story going for them. I'm obviously, like everybody else, concerned about what's happening in Washington, but I think the story below that about an economy that's recovering is good. And frankly, compared to everywhere else in the world, I think it's something of a shining light at the moment.
So not irrational exuberance, but rational.
Yeah, I think with the US, absolutely.
OK, let's assume that this risk rally continues. What does that mean for the FX trader? What's the top FX trade in that environment?
Well, again, following on from what I just said, I think actually the place that shows that the most natural area for investors to pour the money into remains the US. And so I think the dollar is still going to be the natural beneficiary for this. The question mark is what's obviously going to suffer the most. That's going to come down to the currency wars story. And I still think it's going to be sterling and the yen are going to be the obvious currency to suffer over the quarter. But others are going to be because as well.
They're more aggressive central bank policy?
Yeah, I think absolutely that. I mean, and that more than anything else over the last few years has been the dominant theme driving currency markets. Notwithstanding my obvious concerns about the Eurozone, I still think it's going to be the yen and sterling that suffer.
Talking of sterling, today Bank of England Governor Mellon he speaks to the UK Parliament. The BOE decision tomorrow, of course. Is more QE on the way? And if so, is that cable going back below 150?
I do think it's on the way. In fairness, the last couple of days have seen some surprisingly positive numbers coming out for the UK. So maybe that does mean we're on hold tomorrow. But I do think that more QE is coming. I think that's certainly...
As early as tomorrow?
It's a possibility, but it's less of a possibility than I think perhaps it would have been at the start of the week. Let's just see how it plays out. But if it doesn't happen tomorrow, the expectations will rise. It'll happen next month. And yes, I think cable's going down. I do think it's going below 150.